In 1849, archaeologists working in the ruins of ancient Nineveh pulled broken clay tablets from the buried library of King Ashurbanipal. These fragments had been waiting in the Iraqi desert for more than 2,000 years. When scholars finally cracked the Akkadian cuneiform script, they found something unexpected. The tablets contained a detailed account of a war among the gods, fought not on Earth but somewhere else entirely. The text describes weapons, casualties, and a defeated faction forced into exile. This is the conflict Mesopotamian scribes recorded 3,000 years ago, and mainstream archaeology still cannot fully explain what they were describing. So before this story pulls you under, consider subscribing and don't forget to like this video. The tablets now rest in climate-controlled cases at the British Museum in London. Visitors walk past them every day, most unaware of what the ancient script actually contains. These 7 clay tablets, known collectively as the Enuma Elish, tell the Babylonian creation story. But creation comes late in the narrative. The first 4 tablets focus almost entirely on warfare, strategy, and divine bloodshed. Scholars like Stephanie Dalley of Oxford University have spent decades translating every line. This text is not a fragmentary myth. It is a coherent, sequential narrative with a beginning, a middle, and an end. What makes these tablets remarkable is their specificity. The scribes who carved this cuneiform were not writing poetry for entertainment. They were recording what their civilization believed to be historical fact. The temples of Babylon recited these words during New Year ceremonies. Priests chanted them as sacred truth. Whatever the Enuma Elish describes, the people of ancient Mesopotamia treated it as the foundational story of existence itself. The first tablet opens before Earth exists, before humanity, before the physical cosmos as we understand it. In the beginning, the text states, there was only Apsu and Tiamat. Apsu represented fresh water. Tiamat represented the salt sea. From their mingling came the first generation of gods. These were not abstract forces. The text gives them names, personalities, conflicts. They lived, argued, and eventually went to war. The younger gods made noise. The text is explicit about this complaint. Apsu could not rest. He could not sleep. The clamor of his descendants disturbed his peace. So he made a decision. He would destroy them, eliminate the younger generation entirely, return to primordial silence. This was not metaphor. The tablet describes Apsu's plan in the language of intent and consequence, but the younger gods learned of the plot. A deity named Ea, renowned for wisdom and magic, struck first. The text describes his counterattack in precise terms. Ea constructed a ritual circle. He crafted a sacred spell. Then he poured sleep upon Apsu, bound him, and killed him. The language is unmistakable. He slew him. He took his crown. He established his dwelling upon Apsu's body. This is tactical, preemptive warfare, not symbolic poetry. Tiamat, widow of Apsu, watched her husband fall. For a time she remained quiet. But the younger gods grew bold. They disturbed her waters. They offended her grief. And so Tiamat began her counter-campaign. The text shifts into military language that reads like ancient battlefield reports. Tiamat raised an army. The tablets name 11 specific monster types she created for war. Serpents with venom for blood. The Mushusu dragon. Demons and fishmen and scorpion warriors. These creatures were not symbolic abstractions. The text describes their physical forms, their battle readiness, their terrible appearance. Mesopotamian cylinder seals carved images of these beings into stone. Artists across centuries depicted the army Tiamat assembled. She needed a commander. Tiamat appointed Kingu, one of the older gods loyal to her cause. And then she gave him something crucial, the Tablet of Destinies. This object appears throughout Mesopotamian mythology as a source of cosmic authority. Whoever holds the tablet controls fate itself. Tiamat handed supreme power to her general. She organized ranks. She established chain of command, and she prepared for total war. The younger gods panicked. The text makes their fear explicit. Several deities approached Tiamat's army and turned back in terror. None could face her. None dared challenge the monster host she had assembled. The divine assembly fell into chaos. They needed a champion, and none would volunteer. Then Marduk stepped forward, young, ambitious, powerful. His offer came with conditions. Marduk would fight Tiamat. He would face her army alone. But if he won, the assembly must grant him supreme authority over all gods. He would become king of the cosmos. This was not heroic sacrifice. This was political negotiation in the middle of existential crisis. The assembly agreed. They had no choice. And so they prepared Marduk for battle. The text lists his weapons with remarkable precision. They gave him a net to entangle Tiamat. They stationed the 4 winds at his command, winds that could enter her body and bloat her from within. They crafted the bow and the mace. They armed him with lightning. This reads like equipment requisition for a specific tactical purpose. Marduk rode to war in a storm chariot. He wore armor of terror. Fire blazed from his lips. The text builds his approach with the rhythm of inevitable confrontation. Then he met Tiamat face to face. The battle sequence spans dozens of lines. Marduk challenged Tiamat to single combat. She screamed and trembled. Their bodies joined in conflict. But Marduk released the winds into her mouth when she opened it to devour him. The evil wind filled her belly. It distended her body. And while she was bloated and helpless, Marduk shot an arrow through her heart. Tiamat fell. Marduk stood upon her corpse, but he was not finished. He captured her army. The 11 monster types were bound in chains. Kingu was seized and stripped of the Tablet of Destinies. Marduk took cosmic authority for himself. And then he did something that changes how we understand the entire narrative. He split Tiamat's body in 2. Half became the sky, half became the earth. The physical world we inhabit was formed from the corpse of a defeated god. This is not gradual creation through divine will. This is construction using war spoils. Earth itself, according to this text, exists because one faction won a cosmic conflict. The surviving gods were assigned stations. They received duties. They began the labor of maintaining creation. But they complained. The work was endless. The tasks were beneath them. They groaned under the burden of cosmic maintenance. Something had to change. This is where humanity enters the story. The circumstances of our creation should disturb anyone who reads them carefully. Marduk convened the assembly again. The gods demanded relief from their labors. So Marduk proposed a solution. Create a new being, a servant species, to bear the yoke and perform the work the gods found burdensome. The assembly agreed. But creation required sacrifice. King Yu, the captured general, was brought forward. His blood was drained. From that divine blood mixed with clay, humanity was fashioned. We were made from the blood of a war criminal to serve as replacement labor for tired gods. The text is explicit. The purpose of human existence, according to the Enuma Elish, is to free the gods from work. Mainstream Assyriology interprets these tablets as political propaganda. Babylon rose to power in the 2nd millennium BCE, and Marduk was Babylon's patron god. The Enuma Elish elevated Marduk above older Sumerian deities, justifying Babylon's imperial claims through divine narrative. This reading has merit. Political mythology is well documented throughout the ancient world, but the explanation does not address certain details. The tactical precision of the battle sequences exceeds what propaganda requires. The organizational structures described, the chains of command, the weapon specifications, the post-war political negotiations, these elements serve no obvious theological purpose. They read like a chronicle, like memory, like someone trying to record events they believed actually happened. The Atra-Hasis epic, another Akkadian text from roughly 1700 BCE, tells a parallel story. In this version, the gods called Igigi were forced to dig canals and maintain the world. After 3,600 years of labor, they rebelled. They burned their tools. They surrounded the chief god's dwelling. This divine labor strike forced the creation of humanity as replacement workers. Two separate ancient texts, preserved on different tablets from different periods, tell essentially the same story. Divine beings fought. The losers were punished with labor. Eventually, that labor was transferred to a newly created servant species, humans. Cross-cultural parallels multiply when you look beyond Mesopotamia. Greek mythology describes the Titanomachy, a war between Olympians and Titans that preceded human existence. The losers were cast into Tartarus. Norse mythology recounts wars among the gods before the current cosmic order stabilized. The Vedic texts of India describe divine conflicts over cosmic sovereignty. These cultures had limited contact with one another, yet they preserved strikingly similar narratives. Perhaps these are all metaphors for natural forces. Perhaps ancient peoples invented war stories to explain phenomena they did not understand. This is the standard scholarly position. But the convergence remains difficult to dismiss. Multiple civilizations, across multiple continents, across multiple millennia, recorded memories of wars in heaven that preceded human history. The tablets themselves are real. You can visit the British Museum and see them behind glass. The translations are published. Scholars continue to refine their understanding of Akkadian grammar and vocabulary. Nothing about this material is hidden or secret. It has been available for over 150 years. What we make of it remains open. The scribes of Babylon believed they were recording truth. They passed these stories down through generations. They carved them into clay meant to last forever. Whether they were preserving propaganda, mythology, or something else entirely, the texts survive. Somewhere in that ancient cuneiform, a scribe wrote about a war fought before Earth existed. He described weapons and monsters and the corpse of a god becoming the ground beneath our feet. He explained that humans were made from blood and clay to serve beings who found labor beneath them. 3,000 years later, those words are still waiting to be fully understood. The tablets have told us what they contain. The question now is what we believe the ancient scribes were actually describing.